Oh, Cavalier, don't you dare. He's gonna choose to kill Ashiok over my midnight clock. I think that was the wrong play. My goodness. So, look at this. Watch this. Incoming! Oh, here we go. Alright, so let's start exiling more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mox. Alright. Hello everyone, it's the Grey Goose. And today we have a little bit of a surprise. Last night was the Game Awards, some sort of Game Awards. And apparently Wizards of the Coast was there. They had some sort of trailer for Theros Beyond Death. I'll link the URL to that in the description. Plus, they announced some RPG MMO Magic flavored called Magic Legends, which you can sign up for the beta now, apparently. So I'll link that also in the description. But also, and they spoiled a few Theros Beyond Death cards, which make a highlight in this new event game mode, which is free. And it lasts until the 16th. It's called the Game Awards After Party. So there's two different decks pre-configured. You pick one or the other, and you'll always be facing the other one. So if you pick Ashiok, you're going against Elspeth. If you pick Elspeth, you're going against Ashiok. You can get 3 free booster packs of Theros Beyond Death, which is cool. So this lasts until the 16th. It doesn't say right here, but just make sure in the next few days you go ahead and grind out these 3 wins at least. Plus, it's pretty cool to check out the new cards. And beyond just the new cards, let me just show you something here. There are Power 9 cards in here. Mox Sapphire, Mox Jet, Black Lotus. Might be the only chance you ever get to play with one. Ancestral Recall. Just insanely strong cards mixed in with a little bit of cards that we know of. You know, Disfigure. There's a Spectral Sailor. But each deck, both the Ashiok and the Elspeth, have 5 different new Theros Beyond Death cards. So let me see if I can find them real quick. Here's one, Eidolon of Philosophy. So a 1 blue for a 1/2. Not too awesome. But if you get to late game and you draw them, 7 CMC for drawing 3 cards. Not terrible. Myers Grasp, and a common. Enchantment Aura. Enchanted creature gets -3/-3. That's pretty strong. Inevitable End. For 3 CMC, you can enchant a creature, and that creature says at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. So this is usually going to be used, obviously, on your opponent. Typically, you could put it on his most valuable creature, so he chooses to start sacrificing his other creatures around him, and then sacrifice himself last. Theoretically, you could also have a sacrifice deck like Jund Sacrifice, Golgari Sacrifice, something with a Mayhem Devil that gets procs off of sacrifices too. So there's some different play in that. It's pretty strong. Memory Drain. It's a 4 CMC with 2 blue and 2 generic. Counter target spell. Scry 2. So it's not terrible. Not the best at 4, but being able to scry 2 is pretty powerful in and of itself. So it's worth noting in this Ashiok deck, the counters, there's a 1 quench and one memory drain, and I think that's the only actual counter. So that's just good for you to know whether you're playing as or against that deck. And the last Theros Beyond Death card, of course, in the Ashiok deck is Ashiok herself. She comes back as a Planeswalker that costs 5 CMC, and she is super powerful. Create a 2/3 black creature token with whenever this attacks or blocks, each opponent exiles the top 2 cards of their library, +1. So that's pretty strong in and of itself. -3, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, then that player exiles a card from their hand. So it's a temple gain and it's another exile. You might be thinking, well, this exile is nice, but if you're not in a mill deck, what's the huge deal? well, the ultimate at -7. You may cast up to 3 face up, which means 3 normal exiled cards from your opponent's pile without paying their mana cost. So that's uber awesome too. The unfortunate thing about the Ashiok in this deck is, as you'll see in the Elspeth deck, there is an enchantment that protects their creature from blue and red. I believe it's the Sword of Fire and Ice, or one of those. So these tokens don't do anything against something enchanted with that, which is a little unfortunate. There's also Underground Sea. Ooh, land. Look at that. So now a quick look at Elspeth here. Got some Mox Pearl, Black Lotus, Sword to Plowshares, Soul Ring. Woo! I got that turn 1. That's awesome. So here's our first Theros Beyond Death card. Daxos Blessed by the Sun. It's a white for a 2. It's a 2-star actually. I don't know why it says 2/0, because Daxos toughness is equal to your devotion to white. So if you look at all your permanents on the field, so this doesn't include your mana, but everything else that's sitting on the field, and you count up how many costs of white there are, that's how much toughness he has. So by himself, he's a white for a 2/2. But if you have anything else on the board that costed a white to put down, it's going to go higher. And then whenever another creature you can control enters the battlefield or dies, you gain 1 life. So some more beyond Theros Beyond Death. We have an enchantment, 1 generic and a white. Enchanted creature gets +1/+2 and it's flash. So that's pretty nice, and a clutch instant to trade up. Revoke existence, 1 generic and 1 white for a sorcery. Exile target artifact or enchantment. When you're playing with these super strong artifacts and enchantments, the power 9 and stuff, this card is really nice to have here. It's pretty clutch. Also all the equipment. So here's one of the powerful swords I was talking about, Sword of Fire and Ice. Yeah, this one has equipped creature gets +2/+2 and protection from red and blue. And if they deal combat damage to a player, this deals an additional 2 damage to any target, and you draw a card. So it's kind of expensive in that you have to pay 5 total to get him on the board and equip him onto a creature, but once you do, it's insane. It's kind of like a win more card, but once you get the ball rolling, it gets insane fast. Hero of the Winds. I got absolutely stomped playing Ashiok 1 match, playing against Elspeth, who got a Hero of the Winds out. The 4 health is hard to get through, and the flying with the evasion, plus with all the different buffs this deck has with the equipments and such, he ended up being like a 7/8 or something by the time that I just had to call it GG. And of course, we have our last Theros Beyond Death card here, Elspeth in Elspeth deck. This Planeswalker seems pretty weak, and he kind of is the first time you see him. And I'll say that because if you look at the bottom, he has an escape cost, which means if Elspeth is in your graveyard for whatever reason, if you cast 4 generic and 2 white, you get to play him again from your graveyard. So basically infinitely from your graveyard, but you have to exile 4 other cards from your graveyard as well. So it's a costly price, but there's recursion on the card itself, which is pretty cool. And you also notice on this Planeswalker, there's no plus abilities. They're all minus. -1, 2 target creatures get +2/+1 until end of turn. -2, create 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens. And -3, gain 5 life. So I think the -3 is the weakest one by far. The -2 to create 2 1/1 white tokens seems kind of weak too. But if you think about it, in a deck with anthems such as Crusade in this deck, plus all the different equipments which buff them up even further, Banalish, Marshall, the 1/1s start to actually become 2/2s, 3/3s, 4/4s. It gets out of control here quick. And the Ashiok does not have a board wipe, so keep that in mind. You can go wide with this deck. So all in all, both decks I found fun in their own respective ways. Ashiok's definitely more control, as you would expect from Dimir colors, and white is definitely more white weenie. More people are playing the Ashiok by far. Maybe they think she's stronger or cooler. She's definitely cooler. But I would definitely say overall, I've seen the white deck do better than the Ashiok deck. Also, as you'll see, there's a longer wait time to play Ashiok. As you'll see in my video, I'll clip it just a little bit. I had to wait up to 6 minutes to play Ashiok once, whereas Elspeth every time is 10 seconds or less queue time. Sometimes with the Ashiok, you'll get in within a few seconds also though, so your mileage may vary. Let's see here, we got our Ashiok versus Elspeth. Black Lotus in the opening hand seems decent. Ooh, Midnight Clock. I think that's instant win. Oh my gosh, look at this. Throw this down. Midnight Clock. Seems good. So that's how you cheese out a win. We'll go ahead and get a swamp here. Oh my gosh. Alright, so let's see here. Get that swamp. -2, 0 until end of turn. Yeah, flash flying. So when he attacks, I can flash him in and kill him. If he puts another knight down, oh well, that's unfortunate. No, I can't kill him. I can block him though. Is it worth it? Probs. Oh, I can kill the knight. And he's not a knight. This is good. Alright. There we go. We're getting close to the 12th hour. Alright, so I could draw out to... I think that's our strongest play. I really don't want to blow this on this soldier just yet, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Oh, Ashiok seems really good. Counter, huh? Both of these are decent. Next turn I'll be able to Ashiok, which is insane. Midnight Clock, getting to that 12th hour. But I also have to remember when it strikes midnight, my hand's getting shuffled. So I have to prepare for that as well. Do I block? I think I can hold out for delaying more damage than just 2. Ooh, that's a spooky card. So unfortunately, the Sword of Fire and Ice is going to let them go through everything that's blue. So which is everything I have right here now on the board. He had to exile something, which was the Knightly Valor. I'm going to go ahead and attack. I don't think any of his creatures have haste. I'm getting up to 12 here. So counter is not going to be useful. Sorcery, this will be good, potentially. +2/+2. Okay. Well, we have to do this, obviously. And... delightfully friendly. He can come down. Demigod. Oh, yeah, he's gonna be useless. I'm basically chumping with the Dire Fleet Hoarder here. I am about to draw 7 cards. Woo! He doesn't have trample, right? Does not have trample. Red and blue. So he's a big scary guy, but he doesn't have trample. Right. Do I really want to set him back here? Yeah. and knight. Okay. Alright, so now he's gonna have to sacrifice it. He's gonna exile the top 2 cards of his deck. I'm upticking. A long way to go for the ultimate on Ashiok. Next turn I get to draw 7 cards. Oh, Cavalier, don't you dare. He's gonna choose to kill Ashiok over my midnight clock. I think that was the wrong play. My goodness. So look at this, watch this. Incoming! Oh, here we go. Meow. Alright, so let's start exiling more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mox. Alright. He chose to not kill the clock. That's his fault. Life or scry? Life. He's holding on. Okay. That's GG. The Mind Stone, Crusade. Ooh, these are just too good not to keep. Too good of long-term effects here. Memorial to Glory, then Crusade next turn. Okay. Maybe I should have Mind Stone there. Maybe that would have been a better play, because I could have been able to play both next turn. Daxos and Crusade. Hey, Levy. Need a knight to get value off of that. Let's go ahead and history. History just gives me more value than any of these. Okay. I think that's their only cheap removal in the whole deck. They have other counters, but they cost like 4 or more. I don't care about this one too. So hopefully I draw a land this turn. If not, I still have a good play. Okay, I didn't. So this pays 2, but you get 1 back. And, well, crap, that's not how I wanted to do it. These are both whites. He didn't attack. He is scared. Look at him. Alright, so we're gonna... That's a knight. Let's see if he makes it on the board and survives. He does. Good. Let's see if he gets countered. Oh. Good. I get to draw. He's scrying it up. He's looking for answers. 0 top. That's good. Sword. I'll take it. All these swords are so good. And you can see the power in all these older cards. Power 9. Artifact. Target artifact. So he's gonna be a what, 3/4 technically when he comes down. So that's 3 and 3, which I can pay. Let's see if it gets countered and or killed. So they can kill me. And he gets to surveil. All right. Okay. We're about pretty equal here, I'd say. Maybe I have a slight advantage because I have 3 artifacts / enchantments on the board. If he gets one more land, that's really good for him. Sword of Fire and Ice. This is insane if I'm able to push through, but he won't let me, so... I need to start recognizing the auto tap always is going to favor using these white lands over like colorless generic. Okay, so what could he have for 1? Nothing. We push through here, we get a second guy. If he wants to block, he can, but he loses both, and that's... Oh, that's so worth it. You should be... in my opinion, he should be saving this guy 110%. Because he draws 3 cards. He's gonna have the most powerful card in the world right here, or he's just out. Spectral Sailor helps, because he can draw cards. Technically, if he had a land, he can draw 2 here, but I don't think that's gonna be it. Sure. We just keep using these equipments on even a token and it becomes super duper powerful. Yep. So he's doing all he can. He can use this to draw a card. Let's go ahead and Daxos. And then I can't use this, so I'm gonna end up drawing a card at the end of his end step. And he's gonna burn that to draw 1 card. So now he's going to be up to 2, so a little bit scary. Plus Spectral Sailor's still alive. I can't attack him anyways until he's tapped. So he's kind of spooky. He can't be blocked. My turn. So let's draw a card. We can do that too. Oh my goodness, what the heck? Oh my gosh. Wow, so legendary spell. He's a 4/8. The Gas Lord is pretty annoying. But when he attacks, I'll get rid of... He's going to use the Black Lotus sometime soon. I don't really care that much, I guess. I have to exile. Or no, he's exiling. That's cool. He'll probably take Summary Judgment then. If he does, then I'm going to revoke existence immediately on the Black Lotus. He'll end up burning it, but it'll have to be for... No, he'll burn it so that he can draw a card with Spectral Sailor. Whatever. I have to. I need to empty my hand such that he can't exile anything anyway, so... Cryptic Caves. Yeah. I can draw a card if I wanted to. Sure. Oh, he went to Scry instead of draw 1. Probably more important. Good for him. So I can Sigiled Sword Valoron and Knight of Grace, I'm pretty sure here. Yeah. Alright, so is he going to take 6 damage? Or is he going to chump block? I don't think he's going to take the damage. He's going to chump the 6. Okay. Well, if I can push through 1 damage, we win. Sure. So him attacking right here would kind of be useless. Yeah, it is. Woo! This is getting a little bit spicy here. Bing, bing. So I win. Because he creates an attacking creature. Alright. White weenies.